All right. Let's do it, everybody. All right. Yeah. All right, everybody. How's it going? Welcome to Friday Night Freestyle. Now, first things first. Whoop, there we go. This is what we put all over our black canvas. Covered it entirely in our Bob Ross liquid clear. Right? Then we dipped our brush back into our cleaner, washed off all the clear, and now we have a clean, dry brush. Right? Now we have to load our canvas with some crazy, trippy colors for our northern lights. So the first things I'm going to do is go right into my Meaden Crimson and just pull out the smallest bit, because you don't need a whole lot. And let's maybe throw some of that crimson right through here into our sky, right? Just like this. Bang. Big old bit of pink all throughout that sucker, right? We'll take a little bit of our blue, and we're gonna go right over the tip top of that, fill up a little section of our canvas, and just let them crisscross over each other, right? Not trying to cover up all of our Meaden Crimson. That's our pretty pink part, okay? Now, underneath, why don't we switch to a different brush, because we'll grab that sap green first, just a little bit. We'll toss a little of it right underneath our crimson. Not gonna try to let them mix in. That's no good. When the two colors meet, they make like a grayish, brownish, it's not fun. It's not funny and it's not fun. So we're gonna throw a little crimson, a little bit of green, and leave just a little teeny tiny separation in between the two. Now when we come across with our northern lights in the opposite direction of how we went this way, we'll come across them like this and it'll light up in every single place. You guys, it's gonna be awesome. So a little bit more of my green over here, just kind of feeding it back just to where I want it to be, and that's all we're really gonna need for the whole top of our canvas. That's pretty much it. Lay down your undercolors, and then get ready to throw some white on the top. And when we hit it with our white, that's when all the fun happens. Right? All the magic happens when we hit it with our white paint. So, let's clean off all these brushes. While I'm doing that, you guys know what to do. You gotta tell me where you're watching from. What's your favorite sandwich? Let me know in the comments, because I'm hungry. I'm always hungry, just insatiable. I never get enough. So tell me what you guys are eating for tonight. What you having for din this evening? Let me know. It's a very simple question to answer. Very, very simple. Now we're gonna dry off these brushes and then we'll be all set, guys. Here comes the fun part. Are you ready for the fun part? But boom, I need a little paper towel action. So remember, this one's available for sale. You can get it if you go over to paintwithjosh.etsy.com. That's where all the paintings are, all the clothing, all the hats and the prints and the posters and the puzzles, all sorts of stuff over there. All right, you guys, now let's come in. We're gonna lay down a couple bits. I like to kind of start from the top, and that way we know where we're going to be able to drag up from our bottom section, right? So we're gonna grab a little touch of white. Don't need to have too much, and you can even see I'm trying to wipe off the excess away from the real pile up there. So there is paint, but there's not a whole lot, right? Especially on a black canvas. We don't need a whole lot of paint. Let's come in here. It's gonna go from blue to pink to maybe some green. If we can do it right, just a wiggle and a half. Ooh, 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 baby. It's been a minute since we've done some northern lights, right? Now we're gonna take our dry 2-inch brush again. We haven't used. We're gonna come up here, grip it real hard, and just pull it straight up. Right? Just about as straight as we can get it. And the more that you just pull on it, the more it's gonna interact with all those different colors. Look at that green with the pink and the purples and the blues, you guys. Oh, it's fantastic. Just fantastic. Now, where you have your brush lines at the bottom, I like to come with a very vertical brush, not straight at it like this, right? I'm not hitting at it like this. It's very straight up and just very lightly dragging all the way from the top down. Top down, top down, top down, top down. See how we're getting longer, very small up here, very long strokes on the side, just to kind of, yeah, just mess up the base just a little bit. That's all we really gotta do. Just mess it up a touch. Now we'll come back in here, we'll get a little bit more paint onto our brush, right? A little wiggle here, a little bit more there, and you can tell there's more paint onto it this time. And then we'll wipe off the excess into our little wipey pile, come back in, and let's say we came out from this direction, just launched them in wherever you want it to be. Now in this guy, since he's a little bit closer, we're gonna add a few little bits of messiness, just a little mush. All you gotta have up there, right? Now we're going to grab our same brush, dab it off. Sounds like somebody's knocking at the door. That's all we ever do is dab it off on a paper towel. Cool water, dab it off on a paper towel, right? And we'll come over here, we're gonna match the angle. I'm not gonna come at it straight like this. I'm gonna turn the brush so it matches the angle, but then still pull it straight up, right? Just gonna straight up. So even though the brush is on an angle this way, I'm gonna pull it straight up. So we'll match that guy, pull it up, match him again, pull it up. See, trying not to deposit. If we went at it like this, most of our brush that still has paint on it would deposit a little bit over there. So we turn it, match it, push it, right? Got it like this, you go turn it, match it, push it, pull it, boom, just like that. Boom, 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 boom. Now we're obviously not gonna try to drag our colors up into the next bit because then we won't tell what's what, right? We gotta have some differences in there. Dab off our brush again so there's not too much paint on it. Again, come very vertical to the canvas, like we're gonna give it a high five. What's up, buddy? Pow! High five. Right over here, we start to pull down from the top. All the way down, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. Oh, get your workout in, ladies, come on. All the way down. Just messes up the base. Looks like it came down and just right onto the atmosphere. Now, we might have room for just maybe one more. They look so gorgeous that you want to keep doing it. And keep doing it, and then you got to end up go back and cover over it with a big old mountain, right? So don't do too much. You're gonna have to cover over it if you want to add some depth to your scene, right? We'll wiggle down a little bit more of our paint. Let's say maybe we do one more guy, but he comes and attaches right here. So we'll get a little bit of green, maybe save some pinky bits. Whoo, just wiggle it in, bang, just like that. So it's weird, right? You can even come out and have it be a little stranger, so it's not just a perfect line. Come in, dab in a couple little bits. If I can do this, you guys can do it. We can do it blindfolded. Watch. Ah, where is it? Oh, I missed it, but it's fine. It's totally fine. Because watch. We're going to come in here. We're going to match our angle, right? So we're not going to hold it straight. We're going to turn it, push it, pull it. Boom! You got to make the noise or it doesn't work. Even streak up through those little bits that we messed up. And look at that. They end up looking like other things back behind off in the distance, right? There's no messing up in the Paint with Josh world. You can't. It's impossible to mess up because they're all going to look so gorgeous and different. One of the best part about art to me, literally the best thing, there's only so many colors in the world. There's only so many tools. We're all using the same things and yet we come out with wildly, wildly different results. That's the best part, right? It's not supposed to look exactly the same as mine. Nobody wants that. If that was the case, it would just be Paint with Josh, be the only artist in the world, and everybody else would just be watching my stuff, right? Now, as much as I would love that, that's not how it's gonna go, okay? All sorts of different things you guys can do. You don't have to even follow along exactly. It doesn't have to look exactly the same as mine does, right? Never does. Never, ever, ever. It doesn't have to be that way. Your guys could have, you could have green up here, and blue in the middle, and then pink on the bottom. Or vice versa, or purple and yellow and orange, whatever color you want to have. That's the best part about these cool little scenes, right? Now, we came down to where we're pretty much flat right here for a reason, because we're gonna do like a Brammy seascape. Shh, don't tell him. I didn't ask permission, but it's okay, he's my bestie. He'll get it, it's fine. But we're gonna do like a couple, you know how Bram does those seascapes against like the Pacific Northwest shore where I now live, where you got like pine trees and rocks and stuff with our wave crashing into it. It's gonna be wicked cool. So, in order to do a seascape, we now need to prep the base of our canvas with whatever colors we want, right? We did the top part of our canvas and we prepped that bit, and then I showed you how to go in and throw in our auroras. Now we have to prep the bottom, right? The bottom bit. So Purple Haze, I use black canvases, right? You can buy them black from the store. This is the next painting that we're doing later on. It's gonna look like this, big old portal around it. But you can buy them black from the store. That's how they come in little packs, little 5 packs of black ones, right? And if you can't find black ones, then you got to use this Liquitex Black Gesso, right? This stuff is like a really watery acrylic paint that spreads and covers your whole canvas, makes it black, dries in 10 minutes, and then you're good to go. Now we've got to prep the base, right? What do we want our water to look like? We could have like green, you know, toxic looking waves. We could do blue, you could have pink. Guys, what if we did a mix of all of them, right? So let's go blue for the back ocean. Maybe a little of our phthalo blue. We're gonna come back here, wherever you wanna have your ocean bit start. And just make a big old line of blue, just straight across. Bang, right? Just like that. Might be hard to see initially, but it's okay. Then we're gonna come in with our medium crimson because it's so gorgeous. We're gonna throw our eye of our wave maybe crashing right there, which means all of our spray will be right here. We'll have lots of sand, okay? Now, a little bit more of our blue around the edge of our water. Maybe we'll have some lime green, kind of sandy bit, which is gonna look really cool. So we're gonna get a bigger brush, a little bit into our sappy green. And I gotta love that old sappy green. We don't wanna put it on too strongly, right? Don't wanna have it too crazy. Otherwise it'll be too bright. We just want it to be there to interact with our white paint, okay? It's going very similar to our sky. Blue, crimson, green, blue, crimson, green, right? It's all gonna line up right. Now, let's go light up our whole bottom oceany scene with a little bit of water. Should we throw some water in there and then we'll be able to see where we'll have our trees and stuff come in? Nobody tag Bram, by the way. Don't send this to Paint with Bram because he'll know that I'm kind of doing one of his inspired scenes. He does some pretty cool stuff. It's different than me, right? Everyone's a little bit different. You guys obviously love me, the besties, right? Because I show support to everybody. Now, especially Grammy. I love Grammy. I love Nish. Evil J, Paint by J's, lots of J's, lots of everybody. Let's come out here and just right at the top of our blue, drop a little bit of white. Now, whatever color you have underneath here is what's going to shine through, right? So if you put pink or green or whatever, that's what's going to shine. Now look at the more white that we put on the canvas, the more oceany color starts to emerge. And you get all these cool little things out there, right? Doesn't always have to be blue. I've done literally every single color you could possibly think of, or color combination for water. And one of my favorites actually is crimson and Indian yellow. Make the best. It's like all yellowy water. It's fantastic. Now, let's decide before we bring in too much ocean. Let's get some of our Paint with Josh plaque mixed up. Now, students, with my cracked palette, you guys see that? It's literally the only thing that saved it was the Paint with Josh sticker. Otherwise, this whole thing would be waving in the wind. Now, what three colors do we mix up, guys, in order to make our Paint with Josh plaque mix? Right, it's a very dark, purplish, blackish color. And remember, what are we going to go do right after this show? We're all going to go watch Glitterwix over on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere. They're going to stream, and she does the most awesome candle making show you've ever seen. So head over to Glitterwix over on TikTok, check her out, and go back and watch her in between my two shows. That's where I'll be, is watching her getting ready for my next show. So, you guys have already told me it's blue, it's black, and it's crimson. All make up this Paint with Josh plaque color. Now, we need to get a fan brush. And we need to start throwing in some land and some trees at about the same time, right? So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna grab a little bit of my Paint with Josh plaque over here. And I've never done a Brammy scene like this. I'm kind of trying to remember what his looks like and sort of do one similar, okay? So we'll have a little bit over here. We know we're going to have some trees popping off of this crazy hill because he always has these crazy hilltops, like the things coming down and the water's coming in, right? So we'll come back in here, tap in a couple little bits, pop them up into our colors. The only reason that they're going to stand out is because they're in our color. Right now, this guy, we're going to go higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. Fill up our whole little side with this whole bit of crazy foresty covered hill that starts coming down. You can already tell it's a Brammy painting. Look at this sucker. Already. A little hill over here, little bit, little boop, little beat, little bop, right? Little things. We got a little bit of land over there on the side. Nothing too crazy because remember our water has got to come in and be pretty flat along this guy. Just like that, right? All of a sudden, we've got a whole little forest at the base of our ocean coming in. We're going to take our brush just very lightly from the top to the bottom, or the bottom to the top, however you do yours. Is how you're going to do yours, right? Now, let's say I want to have, maybe we had a little land come out over here. Maybe it's like a little, just a little bit of a, I don't know, a rock, something we can highlight over here. So it's a little mound, right? Going down this way, over here. Just like a little mini mountain. And we'll have a little piece of rock or some sort of something that we can start to play with over there. And just so we can all see it, why don't we grab a bit of our brown, a bit of our yellow ochre, just to brighten up those colors. Just like this, come off the side of our little rocky hill little thing over here. And just make it an odd shape. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're not catching much light way out here, right? Oh, guys, wouldn't this look so pretty as instead of like a crashing wave as like a lake? Dude, now I want to change my idea up. I had this whole thing planned, and now I kind of want to swap my idea and do something different. Just maybe we might have to. Man, I was going to do this big, like, no, we can still do it. We can still do it. All right, we're going to still do it. We're still going to do it. It's just going to be a little different. But you can imagine these guys just very softly creeping into the shore. But you guys know me. I don't do soft, creepy paintings. Well, I do creepy paintings, but not soft ones. So come over here like this. Just a little whip, like that. Sling it off to the side. Over there, bring it down to Chinatown. Over here, taking it off the side, little bit, and then we've got to brush this guy out so he's all soft on the edge, just for the buyer. That's the only people that are going to be looking at the edge of the canvas, or the person that's bought your painting, right? Now, let's say we had this guy. He's going to be a weird shape just to catch our eye in here, but he's going to come down like this. Over there, we're going to eventually hit a little spot, and what do we call that little X marks the spot right here? What do we call that thing? Is this guy, he's not going to be so humongous. He's going to roll over. We're going to have the eye of our wave in here, all kind of colored it in, all pinky and pretty. Woo! That's going to be a nice one, guys. And this blue top water that's coming in. Right? And as we start flicking back towards our little dark line back there, we start to see that it becomes a little shadow of itself, right? And as a shadow of itself and turning our water, we eventually hit this point that I had mentioned. Does anybody know what that little spot is? It's a little X marks the spot. Can you tell me in the comments? Jeff69AU knows. Pivot point. Wanda knows. Cosmic says the pineapple point. That's it. That is so it. Purple Haze says the pivot point. You guys are all right in my book, right? Now remember, if you're watching over on YouTube, make sure you give me a thumbs up over there. The more thumbs ups that we have, the more people are going to come in and watch the stream with you. It's going to be awesome. So we're going to mix that up just very lightly, getting up to our the tip top of our next bit of color right up here. Right? You don't want to go too far and have these two bits of color touch, because then you're going to lose what's what. Right? We want to be able to tell that this guy is going that way. The face of the wave is a little bit different. And when we come to our pivot point, right, as we're sliding back our little bits of color, we come to the pivot point, it becomes the center of a clock. So we go back to that spot, that same spot, almost all the way around, right? And then we take that one piece that's connected to our wave, take him and pull him down. It's like the one spot that's going to come down and catch all that other color, right? So now, we can get a little bit bigger of a brush, drag this guy down like this, and any color that he contacts underneath is what it's going to turn into. This guy, start pulling off in the other direction, right? Maybe get down to a point right here where it turns again, and all of a sudden you got this S-shaped curve. Now, it doesn't have to be that big. Obviously, we're going to shrink it up together, but you don't want them to touch initially. You want to have that little dark separation, pulling in different directions, right? This guy goes flat. This guy's much more steep. That guy's going off the other way. All shows the movement of the water, right? Now, we'll come back in here, grab up a little bit of our white, mix it up onto our brush. Not too much, again, because we can always go back and add more. You can never what? What do I always say? You can always add more paint. You can never blanket a blank, right? Little blankety blanks. As we touch it right here, touch and just push over. All I'm doing is just turning the brush with the fingers, right? Just pushing back and forth like this. That's it. Grabbing it, rolling it over, rolling it over, rolling it over. The further you go, the higher you've got to come up off of your initial peak. Right? That way it's going to help it look like it's rolling over here. Now, if we were to crash off of this guy, we're going to have so much spray off of that little rock back there with all this water coming in behind it. Get all that bit crashing down onto our little stone. Right? A little bit further away from our wave that's happening right here. Now we'll get a little touch of our white. Grab up here, brighten this guy up just a little bit so we know he's in front. Right? A little bit of our white. Getting smaller and smaller and smaller so you can see the line of the wave goes down and down and down. Crashing, crashing, crashing. Boom, 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 boom. Right? You don't need to roll it over too much. But you have to have that little bit. Probably go lay down. Get out of here. You have to have that little bit of arc and roll. Now, in order to keep it in front, remember you have to make sure that it's bright enough right there. Those little bits. That's going to keep this piece of wave in front of that further away splash that's happening back on that rock. Right? It doesn't have to be the brightest thing, but you do have to have it be a little touch brighter in order for it to make sense. Now, let's come down here to where our water's crashing. And you can see I'm not rolling over in an immediate circle and ending up down here. The goal is to cast the water, throw it almost all the way over to the bottom corner of your canvas down here, right? And that's where you want to cast it. Now we hit back here, we're going to land on the ground and start making little, about 3 to 4 inch lines, right? Just like that. Start a little bit over and you end a little bit more. You start a little bit over, end a little bit more. All we're doing is making these lines until we line up with our wave, right? Thank you for the gifts, by the way. Until we line up. Now, obviously, we wouldn't leave it looking like that. No, no, no. But just to show you, that's all we're doing. Just real quick, filling everything in, lining up to our waves. Bam, right? All of a sudden filling in. Now, we need to start getting tighter and tighter and tighter as we come in here. So you get these long streaks that are very flat little guys. And then as we get in, you'll start to see my hand turn more and more and more and more into a little smaller and smaller and smaller circle. The more that you come in, right, just very lightly, dragging some of that color up. Out here we get flatter and flatter and flatter, right? All depends how you want your wave to look. And then you come in here and you slide out your foamy water just a little bit further in a downward angle. And all of a sudden you got a really cool little bit of water crashing onto the sand from pink to green and blue in between, baby. Did not plan that rhyme out at all, but it worked perfectly. Works perfectly. Now, let's say we need to build some more rocks back here before we crash and cover everything up. All right, so let's take a little bit of our Paint with Josh plaque and come off of this guy just a little bit taller, make him sort of oblong shaped, cutting into our dark guy, the backside of our dark rock that's back here, filling in the majority with our dark paint because you have to have that deep, dark, shadowy base down there in order for our highlights to pick up on it. Now, I understand it's hard to see, so we come back a little bit more of our yellow ochre and brighten up that brown just a little bit more. Right? That little bit brighter of a brown against this other color should make this guy, woo, baby, just stand out like you wouldn't believe. Now, you don't want to just wrap it and pull it all in the same direction each time. So I like to get all crazy and let it get down and let it get nuts. You get all nuts, right? Coming from different directions, sliding down, maybe we slide that way, all the way down and around and up. You never know what it's going to look like until you do it, right? So get out there and do it. Throw a piece of weird rock out there in the night. That's all you need. A little bit of light, a little bit of dark, shadowy areas, and you got yourself a really neat looking little rock. Now, what if we took the rest of that Paint with Josh plaque? Because this is just going to look awesome. And instead of putting in a palm tree, let's put in a pine tree. We're going to come right over here. Right in between the two bits of rock. Like it's just stuck out there living. All right, we're going to come in, tapping up, pushing against the canvas, creating all of our little branchy effects. Right? Boom, 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 boom. Little guy living out there in the rocks. Don't ask me how he's surviving out there, but he is. He's out there living. Now, let's come in and grab a little touch of our liquid white. Just a littlest bit. Go into our, ooh, that's too much, Joshy. Look, I took my smallest brush, went into the liquid white, the smallest bit, and that's too much. We're gonna wipe off some of that. That's much better. Let's go over here to our sappy green. I'm gonna tap in a little bit. Gonna get a little of our cad yellow as well, because that just makes the most gorgeousest green you've ever done, did, seen. We're gonna come off the side and start tapping very small, skipping, popping down, missing areas, right? Not every bit has to be bright. Not every piece is going to catch all the light from those northern lights, right? And as you go back up the edge, your brush is already darker. Therefore, it will highlight it as a shadow versus as a highlight, right? Only using the one side. We didn't even touch the other side. We didn't need to. Because as you come down and you go back up, that's all you need, a couple little taps. You make it too bright, you're going to hate yourself for it. You're going to go, ugh, should have listened to Josh, what he said. Now I don't like it. Boo, boo, boo me, right? Bingo, bango. A couple little bits out there in the night. Now, let's go back, soften our waves down over here. Now, this is much different because we haven't come back and hit it with our 1-inch brush to make it softer. Take away all those little bits of brushy details, right? Ooh, look at that thing right there, guys. We'll come over here, following along our little streaky poos, right? Sliding it out as we go up into here and make it velvety soft. Ooh, baby. Remember, don't get anything inside the eye. That's where it's deepest and darkest. You can't have anything in there. That's the shadowy spot, right? Now, let's come back. Let's grab a little bit of our cad yellow, just a little touch, a little bit of our white. Littlest bit. We're going to light up the beach like you wouldn't believe. Now, how far underneath this bit of oceany, watery foaminess am I putting my bit of cad yellow and white, right? It's just about how far underneath. I've got a very specific measurement for it that you've got to follow, right? So if you haven't been paying attention, you're going to be sent to the dean's office, and he's not as nice as me, let me tell you. Whoop. Now, does anybody know? It's about 1/4 inch. Now, again, we're not going to be very gentle with this guy. I'm actually going to tell you. You're going to tell me. You're going to tell me how to do the sand. I'm going to tell you the answers, and then you're going to tell me how to do it, right? Very first thing, we need to pull down. Then we need to pull one way, or vice versa this way, and then push the other way, or vice versa this way, right? So, either which way. You guys have to tell me, though. When we pull down, do we do it with a very minute amount of pressure, or we just go ham hard on it and really push down? You got to let me know in the comments below. We'll give some people some shout outs. Who's paying attention? 1/4 inch, absolutely. Jennifer's hard. Hulk pressure. Kayla's hard too. Kayla Bug is so hard, she says. Look at this seascape with the colors, you guys. I like it. Your favorite is hard. Slayer's mom's hard. We got to go ham. You guys are so right. So right, right? We can't go light. You got to push, bend the bristles, pull it down. Just like we did up here, where we pushed and pulled it up. In this case, opposite, push and pull it down. Right now, doesn't that look like sand? You can be honest. Don't just tell me yeah because you love me, right? Doesn't that look like sand? And be honest. I don't want to hear no bullshit. That guy down there like that. Because I told you we got to do 3 things and we've only done 1. So if it doesn't look like sand, then you got to tell me what it does look like, right? What is it? Does it look like a waterfall or aurora borealis? Right? Just upside down, because that's what I think it looks like. And I told you we had to do 2 other things in order to make it look like sand. So, which way do we pull is the next question. Do we pull away from the wave first and then scoot it back in? Or do we push it towards the wave first and then scoot it back out? Which way do we do first? You guys should know by now. I've only painted about 1 million seascapes. So every single person should be knowing. Slide to the left. Slide to the right. Crisscross. No? Okay. Well, you're right. We're going to slide it to the left. All the way, taking all those little vertical streaks and turning them into little horizontal baby streaks. Bingo, bango. Doesn't that look more like sand now? Oh, baby. It kind of do. It kind of do. Looks like some green toxic sand, right? But our dark separator is very weird. It's strange looking. It's too fat. It's too big, right? So that's when we have to push towards the wave and scoot it in. Take all that color. Now remember, it's the same color right here, so don't let them touch. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to tell what's what. Come in there with that little baby separator. Boom! And all of a sudden, our wave now sits up just enough with that little shadow underneath it that it can slide across and move across our beach, right? Now, we need to get one last bit. I don't think we have enough right here. We might have enough Paint with Josh plaque. I'll be surprised if I made up enough for the whole painting on the very first pile. I'll be way surprised. Now, we've got to come in and add our crashing, watery spray. It's coming down, it's hitting, it's going everywhere. That's why this tree lives. It's because this salty salt water. He's a salty old tree, this guy. Right? Just like your neighbor, salty. Okay, we're going to come over here. We're going to come underneath, attach ourselves to this dark separator line, and start slapping up. Right? We're catching the water. We're not slapping downwards to push down into the eye, but we're slapping upwards to catch it. Like you're going to get your little honey's booty. Like, booty, excuse me, over here. And then we just start slapping up, right? We fall down. We're covering up all the spray. All here, I didn't say nothing. Over here and over there. Splash. Coming down, hitting, exploding. Boom! Definitely not boobie. Boom! Right down there. Over here. It was totally accidental, by the way. Not planned at all. Totally 100% accident, and I'm sorry. Kids that want, I'm sorry. Everybody, I'm so sorry. It will not happen again, I promise. Promise you on my life. Down here, like that. Boom! Lots of spraying action, right? Action bits. Now, we're going to wash off some brushes. So while we wash off brushes, you guys got to let me know where you're watching from. What's your favorite sandwich? Let me know in the comments below. Remember, guys, this one is available for sale, so you can get it right now before it's even finished. You could purchase it if you go to paintwithjosh.etsy.com. Watching from Mississippi, Indiana. Creations by Miss K. Thank you for being here. Jeff's watching from Australia. Doug's here from South Carolina. Come on and raise up. Take your shirt. No, that's North Carolina. Sorry. Washington, Georgia, Iowa, Florida, Guatemala, Tennessee, Texas, Southeast Texas. Tomato. We got people watching from tomato sandwiches. All the way from Sweden and South Dakota, up to Alaska, down to Florida, over to Canada and California. Man, I swear I'm not trying to rhyme these. If I was, I'd be like the next M&M, but I'm not. I'm not trying to rhyme these. That's just how they're coming in on the list. How they're coming in. All right, now we're going to take our big old fat fan brush we just cleaned off, wiped off, so it's got no more big old dark plaque paint on it anymore. And a little bit of our liquid white. We're going to go into our titanium white. Right? We're going to mix those guys up. So they're a little different. They got to be a little different consistency. If they're too much, I mean, you can't just use the liquid white because it's too runny. And you can't just use the titanium white because it's too thick. Right? So you got to have a little mix of both. And once it's on your brush, you come over and you start riding on top of your shadows with little teeny tiny taps. Boom, 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 boom. They're supposed to be odd. They're supposed to be different. It's a bunch of water breaking up and falling down. And every time that we contact our wave with that dark bit, we hit it with our light bit, it drops off a bit of white and picks up a bit of dark, right? So each time it's going to get darker and darker and darker, which is why you got to use more of your brush. Turn it and rotate it. And then, see how dark it is? We can use the whole other side too. We got a whole fresh side. So we'll come in here and we'll smash, put in, curse please, everywhere. Hitting into 1,000,000 pieces, everybody. That's my favorite part to do. Now, we have to do this thing twice, so don't worry about what it looks like on your first go, right? You might not like it, you might love it, and you might not. But in any case, we've got to take a brush, our little 1-inch guy, and we need to mix it up like we do clouds, right? We didn't do any clouds in this one. So if you don't know how to do clouds, we're going to go very small with very, very light little circles, right? Now, because we have the liquid white paint, it wants to move instantly. Like as soon as you touch it, it wants to shoot off the canvas. So you're going to be very, very, very light-handed and just mix it up the smallest little bit. Teeny, tiniest little things. You see how it wants to grow and grow and grow and stop. Don't try to go up the side. Don't do that. Leave it how it is. That's the finished look. Finished. Bang. Don't touch it. Leave it. Just leave it how it is over there, right? Now, we've got to come back at it for round 2, which means we pick up a little bit more liquid white. And we come back over here into our titanium white. And we mix up the two again into that real kind of mushy consistency. It goes from like frozen ice cream to melted ice cream. That's how we want it to be, right? That way it'll come off of our brush with the teensiest, tiniest little slap. And we get over here and we start going crazy. Boom! All over the place. And even though we just went on and smashed on all these bits of white again, twice, what have we left in between all those little bits? That's my question to you guys. What have we left in between all those things? I have one answer that I will accept. There's one correct answer that is acceptable. Jennifer knows it. Dark separators. Right, that way, when we come back again with even lighter of a touch and missing areas, right? Maybe let's not do the whole thing. Just bam, right? We missed that. We only did about half of it and left the other half untouched, right? That way, when we come in for Josh's favoritist part of the whole smash, and then it'll look really cool, right? So, we come in and we're going to basically line up a whole bit of liquid white along the edge of the palette, and we're going to drag our brush through the palette, which bends the bristles backwards and then throws paint right at the canvas. Just enormously fantastic. It ends up looking like water like you wouldn't believe. So again, I'm just going to line a little line of it right down the side, getting it off my brush, depositing it onto my palette, and that way when I drag through it, it's going to go crazy. Watch, if you get up real close, when you drag through, you're going to have a real tight little spot. Right? If you back up a little bit, you get a much wider pattern. It even got all the way out to here, right? Coming out of our barrel. So, depend on what you want yours to look like. Get up there with your liquid white and just start chucking it. Boom! Throwing out all these bits of liquid white just everywhere. Anywhere and everywhere, and that's how you do it. You want to get a little bit more? Get a little bit more. Go a little bit crazy as we get out here and just blast all over the thing, up in the sky. It don't matter. Boom! Everywhere, you guys. All over. We got some low-hanging stars. We got bits of water. We got stuff coming out of the barrel. It's hitting over here and it's exploding. Just as awesome as you can possibly believe. Now, let's take the remainder of this guy. All right, pull it out here. It's very wet. Let's come right underneath the dark part. Right underneath that dark part, right? Get up underneath there. A little bit of paint. A little line. Doesn't even have to connect, right? A little bit. Liquid white. Gotta be the liquid white. When we come up here, we're not going to come at it straight, right? We're not going to and then pull down. Very vertical. Get your squats in, girls. Come on. Hi. Oh, you know how bad that hurts? Oh, my legs. I can't do it. I can't do any more than 2. Let's go over here. Just be very light. So light. Such a light touch. Oof. Oof. Baby touches. Very small. That way it doesn't grow too far, right? Looks like ass until, boom, you spread it around a bit. And all of a sudden you got this lime green glow coming down off of our water. You can even go back in with one little bit of some sprays on your sand just to make it look like we didn't ever do anything. Ho! Ho, 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 says Santa Claus. Because that one is awesome. Get this as a Christmas present, baby. Come pick me up, Santa dear. Santa baby. That's what it is, Santa baby. Santa baby, I painted you a painting tonight. That's right. Of the aurora lights. Man, I'm on fire tonight, you guys. It's amazing. I'm gonna have to do a Santa baby cover for Christmas time. I feel it. I feel it. All right. So you guys help me come up with a name for this painting. The thing is almost done. Let's put some little white seagulls out there in the night. The night birdies. They fly everywhere. I get people that go, birds don't fly at night. I go, my birds do. They're gonna come over here, take these guys, and just caw them into the night. flying. Remember, don't make them all the same amount of bendiness, right? They're all going to be flapping at different times, at different moments. Come over here like this, and we're going to throw the old Josh Hancock in there. If you didn't know, it's the biggest thievery in U.S. history. It was actually Josh Hancock that signed the Declaration of Independence, and not John Hancock. But somebody misread the letters, and if you go look at the original signature, it says Josh Hancock. Not even messing. Go check it out. Google it. Come back and tell me. Come back and tell me I was right. Okay. We got the signature. We got the birdie birds, and we're all set for a namey name. And it's been fantastic. So I'm going to get rid of the YouTube stream. I can't wait to see your guys' version of this painting. It's going to be amazing. Dancing Aurora on the Beach. Varnia Harris. That's a good title right there. Maybe I'll keep you YouTubers around for some title action, right? You guys might, you're proving yourselves worthy of titling. So keep hitting me with the titles, guys. And the one who's got the best title gets to name the painting. Otherwise, if the painting gets sold, then the buyer gets to name the painting. You understand. You get it. So, if not, which is okay, you guys have to help me name it, because I've already named like so many paintings that I just can't come up with a name anymore. Like my name for this one would be Aurora Crashing Sea Pine Tree on the Beach. I have no idea. Like I've already named too many. There's too many been named. After 1,263 paintings, 1,263 paintings. That's a lot of paintings, and that's a lot of titling, right? So it's very hard to title after that. And that's why I asked for your help. So if you could just type in the comments what you would want to title this painting. If you had painted it, if this was yours, and you're like, okay, I just launched out the most amazing Aurora seascape I've ever done, and now I've got to give it a title for the ages. What are you going to call it? A title that's going to last for all time. What would you call said painting if you were the one that had said painted it? They're gorgeous! Gorgeous, guys! Fantastic. Remember, we're going to get over to the Glitterwitch stream in about 15 to 18 minutes. So we got loads of time, guys, to figure out a name. We got loads of time for somebody to purchase this one. So if you wanted it, you could go get it if you type in paintwithjosh.etsy.com, and then you search for number 1263, the Northern Lights. I don't even remember what I named it. Northern Lights Landscape, painted on 4/26 of 2024. It says it all in the title, so you can easily find the one that you're looking for, right? Try to make it as easy as possible for my guys and gals and painting pals to find the right painting. Because the more paintings I can sell during the shows, the more free gifts we have to give away, but the more it'll keep me buying more supplies and coming back and giving you guys more free shows. So, think about that. Think about that while you're over there tapping on the screen and loving what you're watching. I love you guys so much. You guys literally give me something, give me purpose. Give me purpose as a person, which is awesome to have. Come up here and entertain. And bang, you guys are going to really want to see the next show. But thing is, this guy is already pre-sold for the next show. You won't even be able to have a chance at it. It's already pre-sold and bought. Even just how it is, it's already bought. Right? So, you're going to have your chance at this one. Now, if I can sell this one and that one, I'll come back for 3 shows tonight, guys. 3 live shows. If we can get this one to go, because I already know that one's already sold. And then we might have a chance for the 3rd one to go. So I think it's like 242. Something like that for our 16 by 20 inch size. And everybody loves the Aurora paintings. Every time I do them, they're always the most popular of the reels and TikTok videos and little YouTube shorts and stuff. They're always the most popular ones. when I do the auroras. So I love doing them. I get compliments from all you guys that say, oh my God, your auroras help me with my auroras. I love how you do yours. I was talking to Sonette earlier when she was painting, and she was talking about my auroras. Then I went into, I think it's Four Daughters designed by Jen, or I'm so bad with long names. If it's not like Paint with Josh, I'm so dumb. And there's so many names out there. But I think it's Four Daughters Designs or Derek. Something like, are you guys here? Thank you, Varnia. Varinia. That's a very pretty name. Mimi's Tumblers, right? That's how you found me. Oh, she was just in here. Tag her. Get her back. There she is. fourdaughtersdesign.gen. See? I knew I was right. It might not have sounded right, but I knew I was right. I was watching her show earlier. I met her in person at the Cheer Choice Awards. She was the first person I met and first person that asked me to take a photo with her. And send me that picture, by the way. Please, like, send me on Instagram. I have no photos from that night. I didn't take a single picture with anybody. I'm so terrible when it comes to that stuff. So if you have photos of me and you, or just of me at Cheer Choice Awards, please send them. I would love to see them. Please, please, please. So, yeah, Jen's awesome. And her husband, I met both of them. And it was so funny because her husband recognized me instantly. And she's like sitting there, all gorgeous in a dress and so pretty. And I'm talking to her husband, and she's like, or he said, oh, do you sell your merch in your store? And I was like, yeah. And then she like looked down at my Paint with Josh sweatpants and was like, oh, you're Paint with Josh. Oh, we gotta get a photo together. Take a picture. So send me that picture, please. I want that photo. I didn't get any pictures from the Cheer Choice Awards night. So please, if you have it, send it over. I was watching her show earlier, and Sonette, and I tuned into Thirsty Turtle Tumblers. It seems like I only watch people that make tumbler cups. I don't know why. But first person to send me a tumbler cup is getting a chug right out of your own tumbler cup. I'll make sure your logo and everything's right here in front of all these people. I want cups. I'm out of cups. I have no cups. So, and it's for some reason, I always seem to tune into people painting on cups. And I don't know, you guys are amazing, because I need a bigger, even this is the smallest thing that I paint on. I won't go anything smaller. And sometimes it's a lot to cram everything into a small space for me. And you guys are working on little spaces, little things. It's amazing. Like I do not have the patience for that. Or the tiny little brushes I assume you guys all have. But I know you guys all love my Aurora scenes. And this one with the blue and then the pink and then the green. The secret is, though, I laid out the colors, right? The undercolors. We put the stripe of blue like this, stripe of pink, almost like a U shape of green, like a parentheses upside down, almost like this, right? And we did that, and then we come across those colors. You don't do it the same way. I've done those before, and they work fine when you do them like that. But I found that if you crisscross them, right, then you get more interaction and more vibrancy of different stuff. It's not all just one solid line of just solid green or just solid blue or just solid pink. You know what I mean? Let's see. Send me what you want to do. And oh God, size. I don't know. Don't ask me. I have this one. I have Unicorn Dust Supply. They sent me this one. Low. He's awesome. Sent me that, and then I had to put a Paint with Josh sticker on it because I'm a child and I love looking at my own logo. But these ones are cool. Whatever size this is. I don't know. Bigger, smaller. I don't need like one of those Stanleys, as much as I would. I'd probably need 2 Dr. Peppers to fill it up. But I would love some cups. I would love to promote you guys and try to get you guys more business. Tag them again or put them or pin their comments so everyone can follow them. 4 Designs and Sonette, they're both awesome. Thirsty Turtles, they're awesome. Everybody needs to follow everybody because there's enough business out there for us all, right? Enough business for us all. So if you want to go over there and support any one of those or all 3 of those awesome cup makers, they're the 3 best that I know on TikTok. And that's the only way that I watch cups. So they're on my Mount Rushmore of cups. 4 Daughters, Turtles, Unicorn Dust, and Sonnet. bam, or Sienna, however you say her name. I'm so bad at names. I'm so terrible. I'm sorry. I call her Mama Bear because she's like my adopted mom. I just love her so much. She stopped me in the middle of 100 people. I was trying to like squeeze through to go smoke a quick cigarette before the Cheer Choice Awards. And she stopped me and was like, oh my God, you're paying with Josh, and if I don't talk to you now, I'll never talk to you. And it just made her night, and which makes my night. It's just so, I'm gonna start crying, you guys. Stop it. I'm just a nobody. I'm seriously a no one. Who got, you know, I had a video go, and then the rest of the videos went. I guess I got some talent. I guess if I keep going viral, that means there's something there. But I just love you guys. Every one of you guys that tunes in and watches, and everyone I've ever met in person, and people that I haven't met in person, I still love you more than life itself. So this one came out amazing. Yeah, we still got about 9 minutes left, so let's chill. Let's hang out. We still have to name it too. So somebody give me a name for this thing. Somebody give me a name. I'm gonna turn around. Cassandra, you're awesome. You stop it. I am absolutely nobody. You quit it there, Jen's Designs, because we all know that you know, anybody can be replaced in your hearts, except for old Pink Josh, of course. Of course. So, what would you guys name this painting? Let me know in the mints below. And yeah, glitter space. Flight in Northern Lights. I dig that. I dig it. Dig it, dig it. Blue Wave Borealis. You guys want to see more of the painting and less of me. Here we go. Less of my guts. Suck it in, Josh. All fat again. Mystic Light Stargazer. I'm loving the new place, Lisa. It's like you took my old spare room and put it in the dining room of a different place, is literally it. I like the way that my wall looks a lot better. I like the sign, my Paint with Josh sign up there in the top, right? I like the way that my TV is set up. It's very much the exact same as my old house where my little studio was in my upper, upstairs bedroom, spare room, and it's just a little bit different. I have my one table. Actually, that's exactly where the other table sat to begin with. So it's literally no different, except I don't have a big L-shaped table running along the other side like I did before, because there was a wall back there. Now that's all open to my living room. I'll just show you. I'll just show you. All right, hang on, YouTube. You guys are gonna go for a little ride. Go for a little ride so I don't knock the camera over when I spin this other one around. So, as you can see, try not to get sick. There's my living room. Right, over to the TV, down the hallway, into the kitchen. And then I gotta spin you back around. Again, try not to get sick. There we go. And then over here, I got my table, the clock, the TV, and then back to the kitchen. So, it's very tight. It's a nice little place. I like it. Now that I've changed up the way that I do the painting setup, I like it a lot more. And it was very, very, very tight the first couple days. And now that I've done this, I've sort of opened everything up. And it's much more freeing, and it's a lot of fun. Yes. Hello. Are you're trying to come up and say hello? Okay, come here. I can't pick you up if you lay down. Silly. Oh, the baby. Oh, she's a baby. Coconut wants to say hello. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. I love you so much. Okay. Stop it. You stop it. Come here. She wants all the attention, but she hates being picked up. So she'll sit there and like jump at you, right, and paw at your waist, and we call her the nut buster for a reason, Coconut the nut buster, because she comes up and goes pop, and you're like, ah! That's how she gets you to get down so you can pet her after that. Thank you, I love you. So in any case, Coconut the nut buster, she never wants to be picked up, and she hates water. So really, really crazy. All right, seriously, let's lay down a title, and then in about 6 minutes, you guys are all gonna hop over to the glitter extreme, and it's gonna be fantastic. So somebody over on YouTube, give me a title. I want someone on YouTube that's watching. I'm gonna choose one of your guys' titles. Anyone over on YouTube that's watching. Melissa says Aurora Spring. Let's see, Hidden Aurora Beach. Oh, it's Roberta! Roberta! I didn't know that was you. Roberta, name this painting for me. Roberta's one of my oldest fans. Not oldest. She's not like 170, but she's been following me since the very beginning. Like one of the very first Facebook followers from back when we had that first page of 735,000 followers. She was like number 2 on the page, right? Been following me the longest time. So what are we gonna name this one, Roberta? Let's give it to old Roberta. What do we get? What do we got for a name? What do we got? Man, I love the colors on this one, you guys. Just fabutastic. Dancing auroras on the beach. I dig it. Where's my marker? Where's my marker? There we go. All right. Dancing auroras on the beach. Remember, guys, if you want this painting, it'll be available. It's available right now, but it will also be available later, unless somebody else grabs it from betwixt your fingertips in the meantime. So I would head over to paintwithjosh.etsy.com and search for number 1263, right? Girls? What's the painting? Is it 63? Pretty sure it's 63. Now I better go check. La-di-da, la-di-da-da-di-da-di-da. What is it? It is... Yeah, 63, right? Right? That's what I thought. 1263. You guys have to keep me on track, otherwise I'll forget. What are we calling it again? Dancing auroras on my beach. There we go. Let's see. Sweet, guys. So, this one was painted on 4/26 of 2023, and I did it to myself. Damn it! I did it to my own self. Did you guys see that? I normally try to do that, and I'll say 2023, even though I know it's 2024, and I write 2024, I'll say 2023, so you guys will have to come up and say something. But this time, I did it to myself, and I actually wrote 2023 instead of 2024. So, in any case, we're all going to go check out paintwithjosh.com because it's going to be the most fun you've ever had. And I want to thank all you guys over on YouTube for watching. I honestly can't wait to see your versions of this painting. Somebody send a screenshot over to Bram and say, Josh stole your painting idea. He'll love it. He loves when I talk about him. But yeah, I can't wait to see your guys' versions. Send them to me on facebook.com/officialpaintwithjosh. I know it's lame, but you gotta type in officialpaintwithjosh in order to reach my page. And until I see you guys again next time over on YouTube, take care. Have the rest of a good day and bye.